Hello, sports fans. We are here today with the Pickleball Play of the Day, and here are the principals. Serving is John, his partner is Ed, and the receiving team is Jeff, and just off the screen is Marshall. Today's theme is position, so let's go through the point. It was a very windy day, winds were at 12 miles an hour. As you can see from the serve, John chose not to go with his usual lob serve, but hit it more of a line drive to keep it under the wind. Also notice on the serve, when John hits his serve at the point of impact, notice his feet are both behind the line. This is correct position for a legal serve. Both feet behind the line at the point of impact. The ball comes over. Marshall moving forward correctly. Returns a serve and hits it a little high so that it gives him enough time to get to the net. And as you can see, when that ball bounces, Marshall is up at the net ready for the next shot. Now look where John has to hit the ball. Because it was a windy day, John chose to run around the ball and hit it with his forehand. This gives him more power. However, it puts him way out of position and leaves a big gap in the middle. John returns his shot. And the shot comes right to Jeff, who reaches over and is trying to find that middle gap. But unfortunately, he had to reach a little too much and was unsuccessful. He pops it up to Ed. Ed has an opportunity here to hit the ball down since the ball was high. But look at the positioning of Jeff and Marshall. It's absolutely perfect. They're guarding the middle. The middle is the most vulnerable point on the court. And it's important that the middle is always guarded. It's a much more difficult shot for Ed to go down the alleys than up the middle. So you want to guard the middle. And they have done this properly. Ed tries to hit the ball, possibly at a little angle down the alley, but is unsuccessful. And it comes right to Jeff. Now Jeff, seeing that middle still has a gap, has to decide, does he want to go to the middle? Well, he decides on another choice, which is equally as good. You want to hit it at one of these players' feet because they're in a half-court position. And you do not want to dink it here because if you dink it, they'll come up and you'll be in a neutral position, giving up your advantage. You don't want to also hit a dink because if the dink lands here, they're going to be able to plow one back at you. So at this position, when both players are back at midcourt, you want to pound it at their feet. And Jeff does that correctly. Hitting it low and right at John's feet. Look at John's position. John has to get down and take it on a short hop on the backhand side. This is almost an impossible shot. It generally results in a pop-up. But amazingly, John goes with a perfect shot here and is able to hit it just over the net for a dink. At this point, Ed and John should close that middle and get ready for the return. Jeff cannot hit a hard shot because the ball is bouncing in the kitchen. He's going to have to pop something back, but they need to cover the middle. And let's see what happens. Jeff decides to return this one down the middle. Now, as you can see, John is too far over to this side. Ed is too far over to the alleys. They're both guarding the alleys fine, but the middle is wide open, and that's exactly where Jeff's going to go. As the shot continues, Ed stretches over. Look at this. Ed is doing almost a split. This is almost a ballet split. It's amazing flexibility, but unfortunately, he can't get much control on the shot. And the result is a miss. And this is why position is so important in the game, and you have to guard that middle.